Have you ever felt trapped in a dream, not being able to wake, breathe, move, or even talk? Have you ever felt the fear of sleeping at night? Although many of us do go through rough moments in life, we face fears that help us become a better person, that help us become the person we are today. And those fears are never easy to face. Those fears are always just there, and we have to overcome obstacles and overcome challenges in life to become the better person that we are today. And we still are learning to build better habits, to become even a better person to our family, our friends, our siblings. And this rough moment I went through in my life was facing sleep paralysis. In this presentation, I will be exploring 3 main points. The first one will be the first sleep paralysis I had, the beginning of my sleep paralysis. The second main point will be the fear I had to face during the stages. And the third main point I will be exploring today is the better outcome of getting closer to God to be able to overcome this moment in life. The first sleep paralysis I had, it was more of a regular sleep paralysis. I simply could not move, I could not breathe, I could not talk, and it really felt like you were trapped. It felt like your mind was imprisoned and there was no way out. This kept happening to me night over night, and it didn't seem to go away, even if it started as a regular sleep paralysis, as nothing that really mattered. It was, I was trapped in a dream. It was just me. It was all in my head. That's how I began to think during this moment in life. I began to think that it would just be a phase. It would just be a stage. Eventually, I would get over it. Eventually, that I would move on. And during these 5 months that I was going through the sleep paralysis, every night it happened. I don't remember there being any night that didn't happen, and it just kept getting worse throughout time. I started to pray more. When it happened, I started to read Bible verses. That's what really helped me get through this phase in life. And at one point, I did believe it was normal. I believed that it was something that everybody went through. And my mom did go through this when she was younger, about my age. She did go through sleep paralysis. And I began to think that was something that was just kind of in the family, which is it is maybe weird or maybe rare to hear, but in a lot of occasions, it does happen. And I will be exploring the next step, which is, now that I've spoken about my first experience, my first sleep paralysis, I will talk about the unbelievable situations that happened, the cases that happened during my sleep paralysis. And these did happen back and forth, even during the day. I would take naps during the day and it still happened. So I started to hear footsteps in my bedroom, which is, it's like, okay, it's all like it's in my head, but in reality, I thought it wasn't in my head. I thought it was actually there, which is the worst part, because you're sleeping and you don't think that it's true until you awake and you say, well, it's not true. It never really happened. But until you awake and you think, oh, it's not true. It never happened. Until the moment in life where you actually get to face it and you're like, I wasn't in shock when it happened. Like, I did not believe it happened. And I think that I had to really take a moment back, step back, and be able to realize what was happening in life. Why was this happening to me? I began to hear footsteps, people laugh, people scream for help in my ear. And sometimes it's because the scientific reasoning behind this was that it was a transition from the rapid eye movement stage, which is called REM, and most dreaming occurs in that stage in your brain. So it just prevents the muscles from acting out the dreams, which for me, that seemed a little crazy to read about, because what I was going through, Maybe it was similar, maybe it was different, but I believed more of a deeper explanation to this, more of a, you could say paranormal, or you could say something not normal. So in this situation, the sleep paralysis that I was going through, they were hard to face. And I would not, if someone's going through this right now, I would say, I would advise to pray. In reality, that's all you can do. And I also saw research of sleeping positions that helped. Sleeping on your back is one of the most sleeping positions that you get sleep paralysis in. But for me, it wasn't really even the position for me. It was like, no matter how I slept, I still had the sleep paralysis. At one point, I really felt my bed shake back and forth, it was a very terrifying moment. But I was able to get through this, and I began to get closer to God. I began to go to church every Sunday, and feeling that really strong connection to God, and knowing that He was there for me, knowing He was the only person that could help me overcome this phase in life, this stage in life, and fixing, not holding grudges in life with people, being able to be open up to people, and even do volunteer. I started volunteering at my church as well, which really helped getting closer to those people who were always happy and they enjoyed life. And people in my church, I am so thankful for them, because without them, I would not have gone through this phase in my life. As many of us experience all these unimaginable experiences in life, they bring different outcomes in us. They help us grow as a person. They help us become better people in school, at work, at home. And this led me to this led me to be mentally strong and face my fears, and not being in that prison in my mind that I was in these sleep paralysis. Being able to escape that prison, break out of it, because it was doing no good to me, not to me mentally. And finally, after all those several nights of being in prison in my own head, I was able to set free. I was able to live better, not being afraid to sleep at night.